And good morning. It's January 30th. It's about 30 degrees out. We're supposed to have a big old snowstorm coming tomorrow, which really goofed up my plans for working on the Mercedes today. You can hear its sonorous tones in the background. I was going to go up to Pick Your Part up on Erdman Avenue in Baltimore. They had an E300 95 diesel, which had the 90-liter fuel tank. And I'm like, cool, I'll do that. I was going to disassemble, I was going to pop off the sending unit and the strainer from my fuel tank this weekend, but because this big storm's coming, I had to cancel my plans to do that, which worked out okay in the end. So I had an issue where the radio wouldn't turn off and the battery died, or kind of got discharged. So I recharged it, tested it, made sure it's okay. So I cleaned off the terminals. Apparently the radio has to be manually turned off, and after the last time my wife drove it, it was left on for like a week. So I didn't get to do the fuel tank thing. I got new O-rings. I ordered everything from Pelican Parts. I paid for 2 days shipping. It took a week to get here, but I've got it right here. The goodies that I got. I do like Pelican, but their delivery times are horrible. These are some copper washers. I can't remember where they go. I'll have to look it up. This is the gray braided diesel fuel return line, which I'm assuming is from the injector pump back to the return line, or possibly from the undercar return line to the fuel tank itself. So since I'm going to go down there and redo all those hoses, like this little fella here, I'm excited to put him on. He goes from the tank to the underbody fuel line. So that'll be fun. I got that one. I hope it's the right hose. Really have no idea. I've got some O-rings. This is going to be for the fuel sending unit. One's for the fuel sending unit, one's for the strainer. I'm not sure which is which. I've got the part numbers written down. I'm going to pull that out, check it, make sure the tank's not all nasty before I go ahead and do a diesel purge. So I figured I might as well work from the back front. And maybe before I get to it, I'll have an opportunity to find another 90-liter tank. We'll see. I also got the PVC elbow grommet that goes in the top of the valve cover. You can see I did a little jack leg mechanic repair here. This is a hard plastic pipe. The previous owner had duct tape wrapped around it. Not a good solution. But you can see how leaky it is here. So this isn't a major issue, but I want to start cleaning things up. I'm going to install that in there, put the old PVC elbow back in. I finally found this part. I was going to order a new one, but it's like 35 bucks, and I do not need that right now. I want to get this thing running pretty good first. Had a lot of smoke when I started it this morning. It wasn't too bad though. And it started right up after I cleaned the battery terminals and recharged it. So, just for documentation purposes, I wanted to note that the trunk weather stripping has a couple little nipples on the corners on both sides. So that's going to help me reposition it. I'm partly taping this just so that I know how the hell to put this thing back together again. Then it's got a little lip right here that stops just above this weld line on both sides. So I'm going to use that mark and this tape in order to relocate this properly. And it was definitely glued on. It's got some good adhesive. I got some 3M adhesive, weather strip adhesive to seal it on with. So I'm going to scrape it all off. Didn't look like there was any rust in there. So I got this stuff last week. Anything to get the trunk rust to stop. But since we're getting snow, I probably won't get much more done with it other than to just let it run and try and burn some of that fuel off in the gas tank for when I do the rear fuel tank. So I hope you guys have a good snow if you live in the area, and if you don't, enjoy ours. I might take a picture and see if the car starts in the snow and what kind of a big black cloud it makes. Have a good one.